to the Red Rivals World Championships 2022. You're back with my amazing voice for this Group F game between ILikeHitman and some random person. Picking Santa Fortuna, but ILikeHitman picking Miami, and that's the map we will be playing first. Plays ILikeHitman. ILike has played on this map 12 times, winning on 6 of them occasions, losing 6 as well. So nice 50% win rate. Some random person coming here only 7 times, but only win twice. But one of them 2 wins has come against ILikeHitman. So, you know, good sign for some random person there. ILikeHitman, you know, he should be ready for it, right? And he does tend to go live just before the game, so I'll just go spam refresh and be annoying. I'm gonna be that guy. Spam and refresh. Go on, when is he gonna be here? Come on. Come on, like. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, I don't think he'll be there. Maybe a minute delay or so will be needed. But yeah, Miami's going to be a good map here. The longest standing RR record, of course, Uni did get it in 5 minutes 23 seconds back in RR3, and a 2-minute delay here for ILikeHitman. Just because he ain't live, giving him a bit more time. I did ask for a delay earlier on, so you know, it is what it is. It's all good. It's all good. Watch him go live now. Wait, there it is. He was live. Just unfortunately, a bit too late. And we have a minute and a half now to try and talk about Miami. It's a beautiful map. A very nice map indeed. It's going to be interesting both players' approaches to the spin. Whether they opt for the Robert kill first or Sierra kill first. How they get Sierra out of the car. If they start waiting, you know, do they go with the sugar? Do they go with the chili shot? Both options definitely viable, and it'll be interesting to see how both players fare for that Sierra isolation. Of course, Robert will probably just be the laptop, you know, shooting the laptop, and it will come to that direction. I can't see anything else. Maybe with a fallen object, Robert would of course force something else to be done. But everything else, I would assume. I mean, we haven't seen Robert consumed for a while, but even then, you know, you're getting a second cycle, you're starting crunch down engineering and getting that kill up straight away, really, aren't you? Can be a short map, but can also be a quick map. You know, I did talk about Robert consume poison. Sierra consumed, it'd be interesting the approach on there. Of course, she does drink from the trophy, which you have to make her win the race for, of course. Also, you can feed her, you can serve, not feed her. Oh, we're getting to them stages already. No, you can serve her. Some crisps or chips, whatever they are, in the Krogstad paddock. So you have your options there for sure. Sierra full and fallen object is always an interesting one. Likewise, Robert fallen object. That's as interesting as Miami gets. Really, it just does have the most amount of disguises in the game in a singular map. So it does make it interesting and fun in that regard. That you have so many disguises to fare for. As our spin will come through, and it will be Sierra Knox, Scissors as the event crew, and SMG Robert Knox as the Aeon mechanic. ILikeHitman practicing the Aeon drive, but of course is not needed for the spin here, so it obviously has a bit of stream delay. It's all good. It's really interesting to see what both players fare for on the spin. Hopefully he realizes that the spin has come through. Of course, this ain't his actual run, so please, we're gonna refresh him one more time, just in case there's a bit of delay. But no, he is just practicing how to get journalists and stuff, which of course is not needed. Some random person will be the first to load in here.
And do the win. Well, probably not.
I'm a bit confused with what ILike's doing. Does he have the wrong spin or what? Does he know? He's grabbing the scissors, which he does need. You know, I'm going to join VC so 420 can come in. We all have a bit of 420, don't we?
So
where's the VC?
If I was smart.
There it is. All good, all good, all good. So hopefully he'll just start talking anytime soon.
Get myself
Sending the overlay as well. We'll have 420 in this bitch soon. Yeah, well, he had a good start, didn't he? Predicting the thing right there. Some random person does have the scissors. I'm assuming that's from the blue seat driver's desk. Didn't quite catch that, but you know, we'll be going towards the kitchen here. It seems grabbing the sugar. It could be a spin you could argue perhaps maybe for the poison the cheese shot so you can get everything done while Sierra's happening here. And do we have 420 now?
Yo, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
we do. Yeah, we can hear you all fine.
Good. What's
Good
that
to
then?
have you back. Yeah, of course, Miami. The first spin. What do you make of this spin? I don't know if you can see it just yet, but what do you make of it when you can see it?
Yeah, I can see it. It looks somewhat interesting, to be fair. Um, not overly tricky, but definitely not as straightforward as some spins.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
is
like the
actually.
fact that I see the players seem to be approaching it in two different ways as well. Like, which one's which? Some random person seems to be a lot further ahead in game with his actions than I like right now, at least.
Yeah, I think we saw I like start is the way to grab a journalist disguise and go as a journalist to grab the scissors up in the VIP area, up in the journalist room up there, and then of course I'm going to go on a bit of detail to grab the event crew. So, some random person's got a really nice lead from that. You know, crashing out Sierra now is is a bigger lead than what I like is doing. Trying to distract the Chrono Strategy mechanic here, but he can just jump through now, but perhaps waiting a bit too long, so have to do another throw distraction, which doesn't work also. So struggling a little bit
Interesting,
with
it's
it.
throwing it all the way in the stairs there. I've never seen that before.
I think you can run the risk with the event security here in it if you don't throw it at the stairs. But even then, you still distract them in some way, shape, or form. It should be useful as some random person. I'm gonna get these two mixed up all day. Eventually, they do have Sierra out the car. Got some lovely big whoosh, lovely peekaboo there for some random person. I like now has a mechanic distraction them all. Be great taking this close soon for another Sugarler here. SRP, lots of whoosh, but does get the kill off nice and simply there. We'll have that first kill down. Just needs an A on mechanic, and that Robert is just as straightforward as always, isn't it? Really.
I must say, this is reminding me very much of the Colorado we just saw between Ducker and T Naught, where one player was just behind the other one, and the spin ended up being so straightforward that there wasn't much that changed. But then it really did come down to those little differences, and I think we're going to see that again here. We're going to see the how they approach this Aeon mechanic is going to be fundamental in whether I like gets to catch up here or whether random storms off into a massive lead.
Yeah, Ram just needs to go through here. If he has a crowbar, I can of course just crack open this door, and of course, it is a lone guy. You can just knock him out all safe. You know, so it does seem to be some random. And after this, there's no real quick way to go to Robert, is there? Like you just run
Oh,
over
it's not the
there.
driver; it's the mechanic. Oh, it's
Yeah, it's
piece
the
piston, isn't
mechanic.
it?
So I mean,
I was thinking it's the driver. That yeah, okay, this makes it much simpler.
oh, SRP waiting a
Was
little
it?
bit of time though, waiting for this event security to bypass, but he has built a
Sure.
really nice lead over ILikeHitman. You know, he does have 1 minute less in-game time, but still in the lead. It's going well for him here.
Surprised that we didn't just see him borrow that same red outfit, red mechanics outfit that he used to set up the sugar ISO to leave in, and just
Yeah,
take the key
definitely.
card.
Yeah, indeed, that could have been cool. I mean, unless he didn't want to run
Oh,
through the Karoon garage,
oh,
but not that bad. He will.
on that note, I've just noticed on the other screen has done exactly that. Now. I don't know if he's got the key card.
I think he's already
What
knocked out the mechanic. Or is this the driver? This
up
is the
here? This is
driver.
going to be the driver. Oh
Ooh, oh,
dear,
this is gonna be a big
that's the
mistake if he
driver.
realizes.
Has he's? I don't think he's realised that this is unfortunate. So
Mm,
I guess I was kind of right that this is the turning point for this match. But
unless he,
our players are currently in two different
yes,
disguises, and when you look at
definitely.
them, it's very noticeable in the design of the back of the jacket there.
Yeah, the hat as well. It's usually a pretty big indicator,
Oh
but
yeah,
he might be using it to not be trespassing in that area. SRP getting more mastery, getting challenges galore on here, but it seems to be going the way up. I like who going down to the changing rooms here to grab a key card. Might have just got that disguise just to not be trespassing the Aeon garage, which
that would be
or he might,
overcomplicating
or
things
he
for
might,
sure.
he might have just
Uh,
realised his
I think
mistake.
he may have realised.
That would be an obvious decision here, but SRP with a huge lead now on our Miami.
Huh. I mean, if that was intentional, then it's definitely setting back. But I really
Oh
don't
yeah.
think it was. I think he's just realised, wait, this isn't right, and saved it in time. But obviously we can see from here, while random is 50 seconds in game time behind, he's miles in front.
Yeah, well, it's nearer a minute, isn't it? It's around 55 seconds.
One bullet firmly in Robert's head, drags him back inside the building. Gets changed, and will make it nice and safe to get to the exit. I believe he still has his crowbar.
Yeah. Has the SMG to bust open with as well. So you have your shotgun around if you want to go grab that as well. But
Called it that crowbar.
Yeah.
You are right though.
Some random person will be exiting. I can't see catching this up.
No, 45, 47 seconds
look how
from
far
here
away
is
Robert
a
is.
big
Far
ask.
away. You can see where he is on the map. In instinct, he's by the demo area. That is a long walk as well. He doesn't even run or anything. He does walk very slowly up there. So it seems to be going the way of some random person on our first map here.
Yeah, and I think that mistake is just cost him the map, and he's going to know it. Went for the harder of the two disguises as well, which is the kicker. It's not like he got the easy one and realised, oh, actually, I need to get the hard one. He got the hard one all set up and must have gone up there feeling all good about himself because it was just there, sprawled on the toilet, and then just gone, oh, for God's sake. But there we have it. The points have been awarded, and gets it. Some random person gets it. 2 points to 0.
Yeah, and you think about it, though, the amount of time I would have waited to start the spin as well, prepping that to starting waiter, making the guy sick, waiting the 40 seconds he walks to knock him out. That's a long wait, and that's probably where some random person's lead came from in the first place. But we're going to Santa Fortuna next. I know some random person's a big fan of this map, and it is a little nice map, isn't it? Santa. I think it does have the longest record. It's
not my favourite, let's say that.
I'd play it, but it wouldn't be my first choice, especially in the Big Five. We see, likewise, some random person's played it 13 times, 10 wins, 1 loss, 2 losses even, 1 tie. Funnily enough, that 1 tie was against ILikeHitman, so history don't repeat itself. It's tied once more also, losing 4 but only wins twice over. So stats would heavily favour some random person here, but anything can happen in this weird funny game that we all play. Literally anything can. We saw in Miami the stats favoured and some random person just goes in. But I think would just be hoping not to make the same mistakes as he did on Miami. But thankfully there's no easy disguise to mix up on Santa. I say my fingers crossed. There's no real ones you can get mixed up on. Some have similar sounding names, but the picture of them is pretty damn obvious. So hopefully shouldn't be any issues in that regard. And what do you want to see on Santa 420?
I always like my live kills. I like my live kills.
Yeah.
So
I suppose Jorge Fly wasn't up there. That's always a nice one. Jorge Fly. You want to see that?
Yeah, that's definitely a bit of a knowledge check, isn't it? Because there's a lot of options for that. Like a lot of options, way more than a lot of targets have.
Just use a Molotov.
Yeah, sod that. That's a good point. Yeah, I don't want to see fire. I couldn't care less for fire anymore for that reason.
Well, Jorge Fly.
Something else that's
would be hard
maybe
in that area, would it not?
Of course not.
Yeah. You
drag him over at the edge, throw the molly, and it'll blow him into the water.
That's true.
And burn him and put him out at the same time. You know what I mean?
You think it's dead?
You don't float back up and start coughing again.
Pulls out his iPad as well. Oh, I've got to do that.
That's a good answer. What do I want to see? I just want to see Jorge face down in the water coughing. I'd enjoy the shit out of that. What about you, Joker? What do you want to see out of
anything that's not a Red Fox strat spin. We see it is a good, nice little strat that Red Fox makes 1 million, but it makes Santa quick, and we're quick compared to other
yeah, I kind of disagree. From what I've seen of that strat, I've seen people spend 2 or 3 minutes on a Rico ISO and only get a Rico ISO done.
If you do
it never seems to pay off.
If you do it probably it's a minute and a half, you have an easy space for loud kills. You know, if
I
you
think
start
there's some kills, for example, but Rico being in the middle of the map
yeah.
doesn't often end up being your last target like that, does he? It seems like it. I mean, it seems a good strat. I'm sure it has its place, but I agree. I'd like to see other approaches because it's just a lot of tedious setting up and yeah.
I mean, there's people like Pappy that argue that it is literally most Santa spins can be done in the most efficient way with Red Fox. We haven't seen a lot of Santa since Red Fox Travel. What got introduced RR9, I want to say, so it hasn't been around for long. Of course, the console issues. If you're on 30 FPS, it doesn't work as well. All that. I've had enough from Buff to understand the issues with it on the old gen console. But you know, I like PS4 or PS5.
I think he's on new gen now. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it would make. I mean, he's streaming at pretty high quality, so it would make sense. Surround person, of course, been on PC. So you know, these two, I think, playing the exact same maps that they did last time. But the San Fortuna spin will come through if you want to take this one.
Go on then. We have Rico Delgado drowning as P Power, the tattoo artist. We have Jorge Franco folding knife as a submarine engineer. And go on, we have Andrea Martinez with a fiber wire as a mansion guard.
It's a nice, interesting spin, I think. I like the look of it.
That fiber wire is so easy that they could easily mess that up. Do you know what I mean? They can just walk in there. There's no trespassing, nothing. But they're the ones where it's so easy to get complacent. So that's an area to watch. Rico drowning as P Power shouldn't be too difficult. Shouldn't present no problems. P Power, of course, allowed in the mansion grounds, and submarine engineers probably not allowed in the cocoa fields. But you can, of course, if you want to, lure Jorge down to the caves or just go about trespassing the fields. It's not that big a task.
Yeah, exactly. The fold knives always nice to see their approach for, of course. What they do is they use us now to get the key, or just plain old breach runs the door to get into there. So overall, it's not that hard of a Santa spin, you know, not at all.
Yeah, it should be very textbook.
The live kill on Andrea is just standard.
One thing I'm interested to see if they use the dead mansion guard's disguise to go and get Andrea after this isolation.
You would easily be able to get this first cycle, and if they do remember
that seems like the play. But like I say, it's just whether they remember about it, whether that's what they're thinking, because obviously there's a mansion guard that floats about the town as well.
Yeah,
you potentially get a grab on him.
Nice differences though, like both players boxing Rico, the P Power disguise. They're roughly the same time there, but ILikeHitman and IGT leading. We see that through him just
here's our first difference. So they're both going for the same disguise, but Random is moving his P Power disguise further away from himself.
Yeah,
hasn't done that, so is going to have a big game there when it comes to getting his P Power back. Unless they're going across.
Well, if he's shooting this, it would suggest that he should leave his suit here, which overall, if they go that way to the mansion, it don't make much of a difference.
That's a good point, actually. So yeah, so
if anything, it works in favour of Random, but then it also works in favour of Ike, because Ike has to take a little turn to his right to get the P Power disguise. So some Random. So overall, it's not much of a difference. In all fairness, you know, having the disguises here, where they've left.
That's true.
It's just a couple steps.
Taking the back route, you're right, but I don't think taking the back route is their best route. Like I say, with people being allowed in the mansion, it's not allowed in the hippo area.
So
yeah,
so they've still got to pass through that area, and you can't drown him there. So it's not like they're going to use the hippo law for him.
It's also the approach with the sub engineer. I not going for the Andrea kill yet. We do see some random person go for it, knocking out.
No distraction as well. You see, he thought about a distraction there, looked at pulling his gun out and whatnot, and then decided not to. Runs in the room and has got crime notice. That's rip. Yeah, she was up too long and telepathically told the guard. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, really unfortunate stuff there.
He had the coin as well. He even hesitated on the coin, thought about turning her.
Right, same thing.
Didn't do it, and now ILike is about to do exactly the same thing.
Is he gonna let her run?
See how it goes. He's not going to point his gun. which I think is going to help
That's
him
a
out
smart
massively.
decision, yeah.
Okay.
There we go. And now he gets the kill. Green guns, no alert. That's unfortunate for Random there, but I mean, he put a gun in the woman's face. Like, he knows she's telepathic. These things happen.
I like
Everybody else
generally
make a note of that.
Yeah. People can telepathically transfer who did what. Oh, this guy pointing a gun at me every cop in the area is just to raise the awareness of that. It's how the modern world works.
Funny that she didn't telepathically tell him I just knocked out her assistant, though.
Yeah,
Didn't care about her assistant. As soon as the gun was pointed at her, she's like, "Oh shit."
She has her priorities straight, doesn't she? Not this her old assistant. She's gonna be gone soon, anyways. For one, I know.
True. She'll be swimming with the piranhas.
Her and Jorge.
Well, anyway,
massive
lead for ILikeHitman here.
Yeah, indeed.
Just over 2 minutes.
Swapping into
one kill down.
Powers. Will he be leaving his P powers disguise by the sub engineer?
I like this from Randy. It hasn't helped, right? But he's gone and just got the disguise straight away, the guard, and rushed up here to see if he can make something out of it. And he's come to the conclusion that, in actual fact, no, he can't. So he's now going to be forced to sit here and wait, and then still have to go and get P power afterwards.
I didn't even take out cams when he was up there either, so you have to go back up there as well. Again.
Oh yeah, because she was in the room, so he wouldn't have wanted to shoot, which is very understandable.
Also, like, goes over to the sub engineer, goes, no, fuck that, we'll go back towards Rico here, towards the mansion. So, both players on their different routes here. As you can see, you know, both players really opting for the same start, but after that, they really have expanded.
I think what he's thinking here, he wants to hit her real quick and strangle Thingy before she notices. Yeah. That's much cleaner from Random.
Just about.
You just see it right at the last second, but it should not be a worry.
No, he's all fine. It's just that worry of when she turns, the silent attack prompt, the grow up prompt goes, and bam, you punch her straight in the noggin. Unfortunately for him, no GRB involved there. Fortunately for us as well. You know, you hate them things, but I mean, ILike's got a really big lead here, approaching Rico now.
So ILike did eventually go in the front of the mansion, but it seems to have taken him a decent amount of time to find him. Potentially had a detour to get his seeker on the way, and finds Rico upstairs talking to his brother Hector. Which Hector does have a bathroom up there, so there's definitely a play that could be made there. I'm not so sure about seekering him out here. Does he go and puke off the edge near the boat? Is that a thing?
I wouldn't think so.
I wouldn't trust it.
I wouldn't.
He's going to go for the shot though, so we will get to find out soon enough.
What do we know of this game? Anything can really happen.
I mean, if Carl Ingram can puke off the side of his brand new multi-billion-pound skyscraper instead of finding a bog, I think Rico can fucking puke on his speedboat.
I'm sure Rico's fine, just puking in the Andrea compound for all we know. Like, we'll find out now.
I must say, it's looking very sketchy for ILike trying to get this shot off, and he gets that just as Rico turns.
How many times can that was in lockdown? That
was so close. And now, Rico, where will Rico go? Looks good. It looks like he's headed inside. Meanwhile, while he does that, Random person has the engineer's disguise. Not sure if he has the folding knife yet. So you can get that in the town, not too far away from Andrea's compound. It looks like he's just turned back for that very thing. So that'll probably be the next thing we see him do. ILike, obviously, seconds away from his second kill.
Yes. I'm gonna get Jorge.
And he gets out the window. Rip drown prompt, gone too soon. Gets the drown kill. No real issues there.
Just needs
like agility malfunction, but these things happen. It looks like Random is potentially trying to get the key to unlock the folding knife. And this could setting back quite considerably, actually, sitting here.
Well, what does I have for it? Because we now see a breacher be used often.
Yeah, hasn't made a play for it yet, so we can't be sure.
Ooh, random.
He's
This guy won't need a throw
very
shots.
much improvising. I'm just hoping he doesn't do anything rash here.
Guard isn't usually there, is he?
I like on the other hand, it's a nice, simple mansions guard again,
Okay.
so that he can leave the compound. And in fact, what does he need that for?
Quick.
Probably just replacing the breacher on the door.
Or
So he's got a guard's disguise.
is the mansion guard allowed up to the key? So if he has no snail
Oh
or
yeah,
breacher,
that's a good point. You can probably just help
Could use
yourself
that.
to the key, can't you, as guard?
whether it's
Yeah,
not
most
illegal
likely.
action, I don't know. I wouldn't assume it being illegal action.
I mean, we saw on some random person's screen that there is a mansion guard in there, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we can go in there dressed as one. Random there, going for a triple shot lure on the guards to clear out the room. Gets it on the two guards, but the third one gets turned by seeing them. That's always a concerning situation, but he gets the kid, gets out, not a worry. Should be absolutely fine from here. Nice. Oh, and a reload error on random. She'll have to take over.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I mean, well, random successfully now has Fold Knife, of course. Has the sub engineer now. Doesn't have the Rico kill, so still lots of running around to do for Random. We do see does take the Fold Knife from the key, so it's a good bit of knowledge there using the mansion guard for that purpose. As the Fold Knife, just has to go into the submarine engineer. We saw him try and mess around with it earlier in his run. Of course, the Elite Fuggen here, up by the submarine, does enforce the mansion guard. So again, could be a little bit interesting here of how this plays out, how it pans out. As we can see, there is this white dot. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting little minute here.
I think with the 2-minute deficit there has really set Random so far behind in comparison. Coupled with a couple of the decisions he's made on this reset as well, which have slowed him down more than sped him up. I think ILike's in such a commanding place right now. It's absolutely his to lose.
Not
sure what he's messing about with this guy for.
He was enforcing the mansion guard disguise, so
There'll be an enforcer to this disguise as well.
No, he's not, because you have to talk to him in it.
Sure, isn't he?
Part of the mission story, you talk to him, don't you?
Oh yeah, of course.
It's only the sub engineer himself who enforces his own disguise. It's great,
him and his wife, isn't it? The enforcer of that one. So then, easy.
Crazy. A man enforces his own disguise. What? You find like the Sheik enforces. Does a Sheik enforce his own disguise and shit like that?
Most of them do, to be fair.
Yeah. Moses Lee. Wait, I thought. Confused as fuck. You see a bald man in your clothes. What?
You wait till the day you're hiding in a cupboard, right? And the guy whose clothes you're wearing comes and gets a new set of clothes from that cupboard. That's an interesting moment.
That's great. But yeah, I mean, both players basically in the similar spaces now, aren't they?
Just running.
ILike just has.
ILike has a hell of a jog on, mate. He's got to go all the way, like literally cross map. So he will be there in about 17 hours. Random's not much further ahead, to be fair. He's at the speedboat making his way at Jorge's compound, but he uses a bullet distraction on the mansion guard, pulling out all the whistles tonight. I think he knows after that reset, he just knows he's behind, so he's just perked up a little, which is always great to see.
Mm-hmm.
Always great to see players responding to the situation.
I mean, Jorge's in a good position for him. He will go to the good toilet at this stage, which is always good. You always want to go to the good toilet, not the bad one. It's just when can he actually hit the shot, you know, and moving Jorge is always a bit hard. He does walk slowly compared to other targets. He does have his goal stops, you know, his coughing stops, all that cocaine building up, and does get a nice angle onto him here. ILike will also now be navigating his way through the compound in his sub-engineer disguise.
Random is clearly ahead at the current objective. But the key difference here is that ILike has already killed Rico. So
Yeah, indeed.
once he gets his drowning kill, he is just spitting distance away from the helicopter and the match or the map.
That's what I was just saying.
Random has still got quite a lot to do. I don't think on this playthrough he even has P power yet.
No, he doesn't. Did he? I don't think so. But even then, it's like you have to run across the map to B-Power, then look back across the Rico. You'd have the car exit. But even then, it's still such a long
I'm
run.
fairly sure
It's just all eyes on ILikeHitman now. Who?
That was a
Where will
surprise.
Jorge be?
I expected Random Man to take one of them guards out and take their clothes, but he didn't. He waited for him to pass and hit Jorge. So like double surprise in one there.
Yeah, of course, the most useless guard I think in the game.
Literally.
Oh, the old man's knocked out. Oh, his time's up anyway. Soon we'll leave him. You know. That's what.
So does he have a seeker? I assume he does. Very commonly used on Santa Fortuna. I think he's just waiting. I think he also wants that quote unquote good toilet.
Yeah.
And he's just prepared to sit here for a little while and wait for Jorge to come and get into a better spot. Although it will be quite a while to get over that side. I think he's better off seeking somebody else.
Well, he has to play it very safe now because
He used the dart for Rico, didn't he? So he's only got one dart, which means he's got two choices. He either sits and waits, or he sends him to the other toilet.
Yeah, well,
Which is it's not bad, you know.
It's
It's
not.
definitely you can get the kill over there without too much trouble. But I feel like the reputation of it has preceded it here, and he's literally just going to wait this out.
well, he has to. Right, we see his in-game time roughly matching the RTA left. So a restart now for ILikeHitman would put him out of it. I think it's safe to say. So he might be able to go quicker in his second run, but the amount of time he's waiting over here for Jorge, it doesn't matter how quick he is with the other two kills, you know. And likewise with some random persons, he's taking a completely different approach, but still, he's 12 minutes 15 and still has done nothing for one kill.
I must say, right, like credit to here, because I couldn't comprehend this.
So, like,
We're over halfway through the timer in the spin. I would not. I'd got to do something. I'm going to lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to just sit there and watch the spin disappear while I'm just sat waiting. You know?
Yeah.
So hats off to him for just having the ability to sit on his hands and wait for his golden opportunity.
The good thing is he has two darts. He has two darts in his
No
seeker.
way. I was just about to say that. He's got two darts. He didn't need to wait at all.
He will throw a coin here to make Jorge. Wait, how's we? Sorry, I'm confused. How does he have two darts? Is there a trank in the armory? Because he has a pistol.
He just that. That was a. It might hit. He seems pretty confident in it, but
I think it did hit. Yeah, it did.
good.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, no, I was really also. How does he have a pistol and then a seeker? Oh yeah, because you can start shooting, bring a camera, you fool.
Okay.
Gosh, it's been a long, rough day, hasn't it? When you can't remember that you can bring an extra weapon as a suit. Should have this kill down. Surely shouldn't need to waste anything with other disguises, but you never know what I'll do.
Depending on a couple of very random, could be that far away.
No,
I don't think he's within 47 sort of thing. But
I like him. So you have to be careful here. We'll knock out a Coca-Field guard for his clothes. Does fall in the big grass. No worry there whatsoever, and it should be like 16 minutes in-game time. This first try, isn't it? So it's all that matters. Twinkle Toes does finish Santa Fortuna eventually, and we'll take 2 points tying it. We'll have if Observer was here, it would be our first tiebreaker of RRWC on New York after in Miami and Santa Fortuna. So we got a New York decider, yay! The inferior one.
See you in a bit, Joker.
The inferior one target map, as I always call it. Everyone knows my stance on Dartmoor, New York. We'll leave it there.
It's each other.
New York being the shitter one, of course, and
New York has the vault. Dartmoor cannot compare with that poxy little safe behind the painting.
When do we see the vault?
Yeah, well, it's your own choice.
I swear, Osh or someone's done the vault already in SRR. Someone has. So I remember him bragging about it afterwards. You know, oh, I thought more people would realise I did the vault. Because I think it was like a bank robber, or it's like a burial knife or whatever the item in there is, and he, of course, took. You know, oh, I'm gonna take the. Data call while I'm here. I mean, it would
I'm
be
still waiting for
interesting
the
to
day I
see.
see somebody get shotgun spin and just, you know what? I'm getting that golden shotgun. Shotgun as bank robber or something, you know?
Yeah, give me. I'll collect 7 gold bars as well, and have a nice golden bank robber suit. Yeah, add
I
that,
mean, it
Mr.
don't
Mike.
take, what, 5 seconds to spawn that thing. It's not like it's a
Yeah,
big time loss. The big time loss would be sneaking in there without turning the lasers off.
yeah. Tell Mr. Mike here to
Sneaking all
add.
through the lasers like fucking Mission Impossible.
Mr. Mike, when you get add the golden bank robber as a disguise on New York, so we force players to get 7 gold bars from the vault. That'd make it good,
Oh
wouldn't it?
shit! Yeah, it changes the disguise.
It changes
doesn't
the
it?
bank
You
rob to
could
gold.
I suppose you could do it that way.
Intense steering in unspice.
That would get people in the vault a bit more and spice it up.
Here we see both players have lost this map 3 times, but ILikeHitman's won it 5 times. Savannah Person's only won it twice. But you know, the stats been both misleading on both occurrences, ain't they? Like Savannah Person was heavily favoured from the stats. Like that's his 3rd time in 14 times now losing Santa. That's crazy. ILikeHitman didn't have the strongest stats. Now he's won it 3 times on his 9 occurrences. So like, you know. Yeah, I don't know who to favour here. You know, ILikeHitman could be carrying momentum a little bit from the New York, from the Santa Fortuna, but New York, you can't be tiptoeing around. You know.
If I can give my opinion, I think if he holds it together, Random gets it.
Yeah.
I think in what I've observed so far, and just typically knowing these players, like we've been hanging around a long time now, I think tends to be just a little bit slower in various areas. A little bit hesitant sometimes, and I mean, we just watched Random decide to triple shot Law. Them guards out for the key. He's very, very comfortable with his gameplay and his ideas.
Yeah.
I think that gives him the slight edge, not by much though, it really isn't. But obviously, with this map, you don't need much of an edge because it's over so quick. And I think that would be, if I had to make a prediction, that's how I'd make it. If we just look at the practice runs here, they're almost identical. In actual fact, it's Randy that stuttered on the door and didn't get the key first time, losing a little bit of time there. It's quite cool. We're going to get to watch a whole spin before the spin even gets here, by the way. Should we just commentate this one as well?
Yeah, whoever actually says this spin first, that's who's going to get the points here. There's no point in actually doing a long spin. We can just do a 2-minute long spin, isn't it?
It's fucking hilarious. They're both just on their practice spins, like together.
Friends. Practice friends.
I played it slightly differently though. If you notice, Rando hit the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Athena got stuck in a really awkward position, but he nailed that shot. Lovely shot.
Huge differences there. Really, the difference between New York, really. You know.
I launches Athena into the air with a punch to the face. That's a lovely little treat. Like that. Randy just kicks her ass.
Duality of man, I suppose, isn't it? And I mean, another factor we have to take into account is loads. Always not loads, even the planning. Of course, loads, but it shouldn't matter.
I mean, at this rate, they're both going to get back to planning just in time for the spin to arrive.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
But they both need Fabian's disc still, so I think we've got 30 seconds till they exit, 15 seconds till the spin gets in, mate.
Oh no, gonna miss it.
Actually looks like he might just squeeze it in with the stream delay.
Oh, random. Oh no.
No, they both bail out right at the last second. Disappointing.
Oh, and our spin.
But we have. Oh, go on, you got this.
I'll have it. Injected poison janitor for Athena Savalas. I like straight in. Fantastic to see. Of course, we show in fun demonstrating you can just drop down into the main atrium right away from the start and grab Matteo's data disc right off the bat. Save some time later, but we don't see someone in person. Like with an immediate replan. Not the best, really. Forgetting his lethal syringe.
Oh
How
no,
common is that? Just going,
that's
oh, it's a free spin.
that's the planning too fast predicament, isn't it? Where you're like, yep, I've got everything. Just go,
Where's
go. Oh,
some SRP must have it stashed, right? I mean,
no. I watched him select it because I wasn't going to comment on it. Actually, I decided
he
not to. But
did
now the
have
chance has come up. He went all the way along to select his favourite syringe.
he did have a snail in his inventory though, didn't he? Unless he had a stash, but the stash is here.
I'm not sure if it's up here, but
That's
he's
a clever
definitely
stash.
picked it because he
I'd
went
say,
straight past about 3 syringes to get to his one.
well,
There
oh
it
yeah,
is.
there it is. So this is interesting because if he uses 2 tranks to clear out this room, which he probably will, it's definitely the most common thing here. He'll have to wait for the opportunity where Matteo and Fabian are together to snare both of them, because that's the only sedative he has left.
He's
It's a bit
alerted
shaky.
Athena, and she's miles away. She's not going to stop, is she?
Oh
she
yeah,
did.
she is.
Get in. But look where her back
Stuck
is
in a.
against the fucking thing.
Oh, does get
Gets the
it.
poke though.
Pokey poke, all fine. I'd be able to do
So
this.
bit
Thank you.
sketchy, but random gets it and is ahead by what 20 seconds.
Yeah,
But
well,
of course, in
the
20
time
seconds is
waiting.
about 5 minutes when you compare New York to Santa, like what we just watched.
It's also
Catching up 20 seconds on Dartmoor, it's nearly impossible.
well, I think ILikeHitman can, because random's gonna have to wait for Fabian and Matteo, aren't they? He has a snail, and that's all he has.
So's
ILike has a trank.
So is
ILike has
ILike.
2 tranks left. He didn't have the snail, he has 2 tranks, so he doesn't have to wait for them to have the meeting. That's the
so you
difference
can,
here.
get them separately.
And so random's just triggered that
yeah.
conversation as well. So there's Matteo as well. He's gonna take a long walk there, so it's gonna be close.
Okay, good spot. But also worth noting is we've seen a lot of players rip shooting these karmas to try and take these 2 out. With the
Likewise.
snail is obviously legal to place.
Do you
Absolute
have that
KOs.
enforcer, the investment banker, the women enforcer there? Can be a bit of an issue when you snail both of them, but hopefully sort of find both approaching for some random person. But does have one more data disc. You know, will trank Matteo a bit earlier, so definitely a photo finish here. I think it's safe to say. But ILikeHitman typically will have slower loads been on console and does load in twice.
Perez being an enforcer just makes it that little bit more complicated there.
Yeah, Fabian not moving at all. Yeah,
Random would have done well to move Perez there with a distraction, actually.
Oh, thankfully he doesn't get a lock on. He'll have to wait even longer before the snail detonates. ILikeHitman will be exiting with an extra load as well over some random person. It seems to be him with a massive advantage here on New York.
Yeah, I think there's not much coming back from this for SRP there. 2 loads to ILikeHitman, 1 load to SRP, and I'm going to give out 10 seconds, 12 seconds
Yeah,
difference.
even then it does seem very
The
much
in-game
in
times
favour.
tell it all at 2 minutes 32 to 3 minutes and 3, and you absolutely nailed that one on the head there, with the trank versus snail being the absolute crucial difference.
Yeah, indeed, and we shall see what the difference is from Throat shortly. You look at this, he gets 2 back-to-back photo finishes to decide them. Oh, and deciding against Ducker and T-Not, but you know, it's still an important amount of less. You know, 2 points is always better than none in these matches.
Half a minute.
But I would favour ILike here for sure. Has a 12 seconds advantage. It has to be one. You know,
yeah, I mean, with 2 loads to 1, it's almost impossible to. I mean, he's the one with the 2 loads as well. I mean, that's basically wave territory, isn't it?
Yeah, no. Like, I played Joe on Dartmoor. He had a lead of 27 seconds. I loaded in twice, but I was like, I'm waving that. Because you knew right away, he's on PS5. Random person's PC. He ain't gonna have life loads.
Do you know what? Now I've got a PS5, I find myself watching PC players loading and thinking, fuck, that's slow.
Exactly.
I've just got
You compare yourself.
I used to watch these guys and think, man, that's amazing. I wish I could load like that. Now I'm watching them. Do you know what I mean? It's proper weird. Good though.
That's great, yeah. We're just waiting. Some random person hasn't waved, and with 12s that you can understand it, especially with ILikeHitman not stating that he hasn't loaded twice yet. He has not said that he had a restart and immediate replan, of course. I don't know, he just sent a message. I thought as soon as I said that, that's when he's going to wave. No, he will be waiting here just for the wave to come through. And there is a game in 9 minutes, so if the Throat could just hurry up. No, I'm joking. No one else has casted it yet, so I'm gonna have to hop on that. It's a double Haven. Oh,
Hey, it needs him to take him time anyway, so he makes sure he gets it right. Puts the right people names in and shit.
I like Hitman loaded once for 12 seconds, also loaded once for 5 seconds. Wow.
Yes, he's 15 seconds
What?
out.
Really?
Randy has a total loading time of 2 seconds. Lol, GRB
Sorry.
console says throat. ILH wins New York. Final score 4-2.
2 seconds load.
2 seconds he loaded into New York.
I thought my
He still
6
lost it in real time. Let's get that one out there.
I thought my 5 seconds loads on Dartmoor were good, and he's just run and battered me enough by 2 second loads. We can
That's
only dream
insane.
of that. But yeah, I mean, game GG's. ILikeHitman. We'll take New York and we'll look what that does very quickly to Group F. I won't look at the upcoming matches. There's no need at the moment in time. Where is Group F? There it is in all its glory. The buff guy still top on 24 points. ILikeHitman on 14 points from his 3 games, still unbeaten. The only one left in Group F that isn't Savannah Person will stay in 4th. The Time Cube, who's been really promising rookie, he has 14 points from his 3 games. And then you have 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th consistent people on 0 points. Pretty on 6, but you know the bottom 3 only playing 1 game, 2 games each. You know. Early stages for them. And any other words from today's game, 420?
No, it's fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was fantastic indeed. We started off with a bit of a long Miami. You know, Santa was long as well, but you know, I ILikeHitman. He got it done in the end. He put that Miami, the mistake past him, and managed to correct it and win in the end. So yeah, GG's indeed. I'll go back to the idler and the stream, so I don't have to upload and trim separate VODs. It makes our lives a lot easier as casters uploading the videos. And yeah, we'll see everyone soon. Bye bye.
Good morning, 47. Our Providence contact has shared the identity of the shadow client.